Hello from my heart, everybody, and welcome back to Transitions to Transformation Radio. I am your host, Reverend Sue, and I'm here with a very, very, very special guest, Cleo Hamrick. She is an astrologer, a psychologist, an energy healer. She just does a little bit of everything, and she's just a wonderful person. I moved from New York down here to Florida 4 years ago, and she was one of those very special people that helped me make the transition into my transformation. So I just wanted to introduce my wonderful teacher. You know, I've been learning astrology for about, I believe, the first 2 years I was here, and then I went off and did some other things, but now I'm planning on coming back, and I'm here with my wonderful teacher and wonderful person, Cleo Hamrick. Welcome to the show, Cleo.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you. And I just wanted the folks to know out there how important astrology has been, you know, not only to me, but to everybody here in your class, because it's really, I mean, we're like a gemstone with different facets of our personality, and astrology really brings out, you know, really magnifies these facets. It really shows us our many different personalities that we have, and I believe it's an ancient science. It's you know, ancient tradition passed down in many cultures. I believe in Egypt,
yes,
and also India.
Yes,
they have Vedic astrology. I know that.
Yes.
And you know, if you could please let everybody know the origins, a little bit more of the origins of astrology, and you know how it's applied in our lives.
Well, it's applied in our lives in many ways. Each of us are individuals that are very unique. We may think we're like the person next door, but we're really not. We are all ruled by the energies of the planet that were operative at our birth. We kind of absorbed that planetary influence, and it stays with us all of our lives. And we tend to interconnect with other people based upon our sun sign, our moon signs, our ascending signs. And you wonder why, if you walk into a crowded room, why some people you are just drawn to and you don't want them to ever leave you, and other people, as you are repelled, you don't want to be anywhere near them.
Yes.
And you don't know why, but you are. And a lot of it has to do with your sun sign, your moon sign, and your ascendant, and where the planets are in your particular chart, and where their planets are. And a lot of it is karmic. A lot of astrology is karmic, believe it or not. If you have done something in a past life, it will show up in your chart, towards the end of your chart, on the wheel. It's on the right-hand side of the wheel. That is your karmic. This is what you have done in the past that are influencing you now. And on the left-hand side of your chart, if you look at your big circular chart, on the left-hand side of your chart is what you are sowing, the seeds that you are sowing now. And on the right-hand side of your chart is what you are actually reaping now. You're sowing and then you're reaping. So whatever it is that you need to straighten out in your life that you didn't do in your past life, you get a chance to if you look at your chart. Your chart is your guidance. Use your chart to guide you. And I see my students are here, and they are all paying attention to what I'm doing. They're scratching. The noise you hear are the students scratching for their charts.
Yes.
And they're all listening. Would you have any questions, students, while I'm on the air about your chart?
If you want to, step up to this headset here, and I'll put it on you, and that way we can, or we could just, yeah.
Tell us a little something about yourself.
Those headsets are fun, aren't they?
Give us your name. Give us your name.
Hi. My name is Marga, and I've just started, I think it was in June.
Yes.
Yeah. I moved to Newport Richie, and I happened to come to the library and happened to see this, and I thought, well, now that would be something interesting to do. And I had someone a long time ago do a chart for me, and very revelatory of things, in hindsight, everything that I've gone through, I look back at what I had been told in the very beginning and see how it has manifested in my life, and the things that I've done and the courses that I've taken because of it. And so to me, it's a very good way to try and understand the things that have happened to me, what I'm going through now, what are the things that are affecting it, in what way can I respond or favorably evaluate a situation so that I know what action to take that would be appropriate. I see here you said things about the right side of your chart and the left side of your chart, and it seems like I've got everything right here in this one little pie on the right-hand side. But, you know, I mean, there's like a wasteland, you know, from here all the way through there. There is nothing, and I just...
Well, you take this half, the left-hand side of your chart, and you find the planets and the houses they're in. You do have your karma in the 11th house, and you have your Jupiter also in the 11th house. So your good fortune, you are sowing good luck with your friends. And you do have some bad karma in your 11th house. You've had friends that haven't been so fair with you, and they have done things to you, but you recovered because you have Jupiter there. It wasn't as injurious as you might have think it could be, because you had your Jupiter there.
But I also feel that then this is how I can begin to understand why these things happen to me, why these things may have come about, rather than consider myself as the source of every calamity that comes to me.
Right. It was predestined. It's in your chart. I think someone once said, one of our great philosophers and a writer said, the answer is in your stars, and there's your star patterns right there, your planets. Okay, now on your right-hand side of your chart, you have a very heavy accent on the 7th house. This is your house of partnerships and marriages, and it's very, you have your Saturn there, you have your Venus there, you have your Mercury there, you have your Moon there, you have your Pluto there. So a lot of things happen to you, and it is all in Leo. You have Leo on your 7th house. All of these things are happening to you big time, because Leo is a planet of, you know, things that happen, and everybody notices it. Everybody notices Leo, and this is all happening in the 7th house in Leo. However, you will have most of your problems in your life from your past reincarnations having to do with partners. This is why you're just inundated with them. There's all these planets there. That's called a stellium. When you have 5 or more planets in a house, it's called a stellium. And this is what you're reacting to, the stellium in your 7th house. And it will be quite active because you have a lot to pay. So I would be cautious in advising you with any kind of partnerships that you had to really research the partners you were going to go into partnership with, or marry, or whatever, or engage, or whatever, because all of these planets, check them out really good, or you're going to have the same thing happening again that's happened to you in the past. History tends to repeat itself when we're paying a karmic debt. And astrology will show you a karmic debt. Now over here, you have also that you are reaping, so to speak. You have Uranus, and your Uranus is in the Gemini, and it's in the 6th house, which means unexpectedly, and the 6th house is your house of work, and unexpectedly something happens to give you work that you want in the 6th house, and Mars indicates surgery, blood, or something to do with hospital work. What occupation were you in?
Nursing. But I feel like I already did that.
Yes, and that is the unexpected part. towards the end of that, you're going to go more towards the Gemini. Gemini is literature. It is using your hands, using your mind. Sometimes it's travel. You're going to go more into Gemini, and it's going to be very unexpected when you do. And it's going to be towards the end of life. Now over here, all your opportunities come in your 5th house. Your 5th house has your North Node in it, and it is in Taurus. North Node is very, very fortunate. It brings you good luck. And it is in Taurus. And it's in your 5th house of creativity, children, and love affairs. My advice to you is to get a boyfriend but never marry him because of your 7th house.
You know, I just feel that at this time I'm not interested in
Good
really
for you.
You know, I'm
Good for you.
trying to figure myself out.
And you're going to be doing this. Now,
before I can... How do you know you're extending the best to anyone else?
You don't.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Until you know yourself well enough, is this going to be complementary to both of you? Is this going to work out? Is anybody going to benefit, or is it going to be in balance? But until you know yourself, you can't.
Now, because of this 5th house, this 5th house is a house of creativity, and it has Gemini in it. It's almost karmic that you could do some writing and be successful with it. Gemini rules literature and writing and speaking, and in the 5th house is creativity, children, and love affairs, but mostly creativity. The way that this is positioned, it's creativity. And then you have your Taurus here, which means you won't be without money for a long period of time because you have it right in your Taurus is in your 4th house. Wait a minute, no, it isn't. Just hang on just a minute. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. You have your Taurus, you have your good fortune is in your 5th house. Again, it goes right back to your Gemini. You could do a great deal with working pertaining to writing or something, and the creativity is right there, and you could do it from your home. Do you see that this is where your home is, the 4th house? You could do this from your home and be very successful at it. So my advice to you is take a creative writing course.
That sounds very good.
And start writing a little bit each day. But most of this is all behind you now. This is where you're at right about now in your chart. And this is where your luck is going to change, and you've noticed you've had a big change in your life. Well, this is going to be now a change for the best. But you do need to start some creative writing, even if it's writing for a newspaper or something like that to start with. You need some sort of creative writing. If it's taking a blog on the internet, anything like that, you need some creative writing.
Everyone's entitled to my opinion.
Yes. And you never know what your opinion may do. I even have a blog, remember?
And you forgot.
I forgot that I have a blog. Yeah.
Is it Cleo's Salon?
You're one of the followers on it.
Yeah.
You might want to put that on there.
Absolutely.
Blog that one.
Absolutely. I'm going to put that link on my Transitions to Transformation radio page on Facebook.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, that's good. I look forward to listening to that on the radio also.
Thank
I
you.
didn't know there was even anything like that around. So.
Well, that's very good.
That's great.
Now you've all learned something today.
Well, I certainly have.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions or comments? Anyone else?
Thank you.
Thank you. You want to go on there? No.
You sure?
They're all great. Okay. Let's have a group. Oh, here's one.
Yay!
What are you going to ask me?
Well, I don't know.
Can it reach it?
We'll have our host ask you.
Sure. Now, how has astrology affected your life?
Well, I ended up getting interested in it, I guess, when I was about 40. and I've been studying it now for quite a few years. And I went over my life, and it was right there in the chart.
Pretty amazing.
So that was amazing
Yeah.
to me. And I'm still studying, and I'm trying to find out now. I'm working on cycles, and I'm working on the health chart, valve.
That's the 6th house, yes.
Yeah, to see what is taking place with my life.
Yeah, that's
And I'm 85 years old, so I
Yeah.
have a lot of things to think about.
Yeah, a lot of living, and it shows up in your chart too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, and Cleo has given me a lot of good advice, and she has
yeah.
helped me start thinking about things again that I didn't think about before, and we all have good input.
That's great. Yeah, Cleo's been such a huge help with me.
Yes.
And she's made my transitions to transformation here in from New York to Florida so much easier. It's nice to have a good friend that, she really guides you, and not only with knowledge of astrology, but also, energetic healing, and you also counsel people, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, you did? They're no longer, right?
Well, I still do. I am a life coach. I still do some.
Oh, that's great.
But I don't fill my days with it because I'm trying to sort of semi-retire.
Oh, good for you.
Right now I'm doing a little research into herbs and magnetic healing.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh, yeah. I can't stay still very long.
I know. You're just a go-getter, and that's what I love about Cleo, and she's always willing to help people, and just it's just an amazing class that you have here. Cleo's class is out of Newport Richey, the Newport Richey Library in Florida, Pasco County, and usually starts at what time?
We start on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock, and we try to end at 3.
Yeah.
We try. We don't always make it. And then the first Wednesday of every month, we have our astrology class from 1 to 3, and then from 3 to 5, we have our metaphysical class.
Oh, I remember the metaphysical class. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
And we have our Christmas parties and things like that, We have a good time.
Yeah. I went to the Christmas party years ago. It was wonderful.
Well, you're welcome to come to this one. It's the 19th.
Oh, great. I'll be
December.
there. I will be there. Thank you so much for participating.
Thank you, Esther.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that has anything to say?
You want to ask her something?
Anyone else have anything to say? Come on, you're the one that always talks in class.
You're bashful.
Radio shy, are we?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I appreciate all the help that you have given Susan and me, and I appreciate the fact that you are regular people that come every week, and that you've been with me for many, many years. And I appreciate the fact that you think I've helped you. And hopefully I'll be around a few more years to help you even more. And I appreciate the input, most of all. The things you bring me into class having to do with astrology. And the fact that you are thinking about astrology when you're not here. And that you will cut things out of the paper, and you bring in magazine articles, and you bring in things that you've heard. And we can explore that. It gives us a little bit deeper. We go from everything in this class, from astrology to quantum physics.
Oh, I know. And numerology, too, I remember.
Yes. Our metaphysics class, we have, we go into numerology, astrology, palm reading, card reading. We just go the whole route. But that's just a fun class. And I don't want anybody to take this too serious.
Right.
Because I'm going back to sciences that are 2,000 years or better old, 2,000 to 3,000 years old. I think probably the art of seeing what's ahead started with the Mayans, and it hasn't ended yet. We are still doing the same thing. It's a human characteristic to want to control your destiny.
Yes.
I don't care who you are, you still want to know and control your destiny. And because it's so uncontrollable and so unknowing, you spend all of your life trying to discover it.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Oh, yeah. You never want to stop learning about
Every time
yourself.
you discover something, you also then have to do the work to understand it.
Right.
Yes.
Oftentimes we can intellectualize all kinds of things.
Right.
But
Right.
unless you've experienced it and it comes from within, nobody's going to believe you.
Exactly.
It will not be there.
You have to walk the walk in order to talk the talk, and it's one thing I've had to learn these past few years. It's they've been a doozy for me, health-wise, relationship-wise, and I just I said, okay, well, I'll just look at my chart. Let me see what's in there. Okay,
Right.
this explains it.
Right.
And
It'll always be in your chart. Anything happening to you in your life will always be in your chart.
yeah.
Do you find it unusual sometimes that you'll read something or you'll become aware of something and you'll go like, all it's doing is substantiating
Right.
something that you already knew.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But you weren't aware of it until it came at you.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
So many times you think, why did this happen to me? And you look in your chart, you see why it happened. So many times we try to change destiny. And really, you might modify it. But in the long run, you won't change it all that much if it's in your chart.
You learn an appreciation for
Right.
who you are,
Who
and
you
what
are.
you are,
What you are.
and what you can offer.
And what
you
you can
have.
do about what you have. There are ways, they're called sextiles, that you can sneak around. Yes, I know.
I like that.
I was told I had one.
Slippery slutty, I call them. You can sneak around things in your chart if you have a sextile in the right position. You can think about this. What's the sextile? What is the sextiling? Okay, this will give me the opportunity to use this particular planet's influence in order to get to this particular solution I want. And it works. But it takes some doing, it takes some training. You're not going to learn it overnight, but it's fun. These classes are basically fun. You girls are here because you want to have fun.
Yes.
And they're fun. I mean, I don't have a strict regimen. You come in, we talk for a little while, and the things that you bring up, like the 13th planet from Nostradamus is, what again?
Puke.
You puke 'em.
The diamond. They call the diamond.
And Nostradamus is, it was on channel 127 this morning.
Oh,
I
wow.
heard it. And it shows that Nostradamus, this is kind of interesting,
Yeah.
it showed that Nostradamus had found a 13th planet. And it's located in the dark circle, the dark rift.
Oh, yeah.
And Sagittarius and Scorpio's tail and Sagittarius arrow are pointed right at this planet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's supposed to culminate, I hate to say this, we've heard so much about it. It's supposed to culminate December 21st.
Oh, yeah.
2012.
2012, yes. And supposedly it has to be when the sun is setting, or the sun is rising up above the dark rift. It's supposed to be there then. And they've also discovered another planet that has 4 moons. So when I told them years ago when they came to class, I said there's more than 9 planets. I said we just haven't discovered them yet, but we're going to be discovering them in the next 15, 20 years, and we're discovering them.
Wow.
Yeah, and we don't know how that's going to fit in. It might shake up astrology a bit, because how does that fit in with the other
Exactly.
9 planets?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm studying right now. I'm sort of ahead of myself.
Oh, that's great. That's
Also,
good.
I'm doing some work with the string theory in quantum physics and dark matter,
Oh, wow.
and all this good stuff. We kind of study that in metaphysics too here, but primarily 1 to 3 is our astrology,
Right.
and anything else that we choose to bring up. And then from 3 to 5 on the first Wednesday of the month is the metaphysics, and anything goes. We could study anything from auras to who knows what.
Oh, that's great.
During that time. And we do meditations, and it just goes on forever.
Oh, that's just wonderful.
But
Yes,
we
yes.
figure it is our time to explore.
Yes.
And how does science learn anything unless you explore?
Right.
And if metaphysics is ever going to become a science, then truly a science, not just a metaphysical science, then you have to kind of explore everything. We've talked about the various herbs and drugs that they used 2,000 years ago. Who knew that basil extract was frankincense, which they brought to Jesus when he was born?
Oh wow! Yeah.
But frankincense is a dried extract of basil.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
So there you have that. And these are the things that we also learned, and we learned that hey, this can help arthritis.
Oh, that's
and
great.
sinus and stuff like that. But they're bringing these cures back. I found this on the Dr. Oz show.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
So it's substantiated right then and there.
Yeah.
He had a herbologist down there, and he told him about it.
I'm so glad that there is an infusion of the ancient with the modern medicine.
Yes, we're having a lot of that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many medicines that are, if you look on the contraindications, you can't take this medicine, it may cause cancer, blood clots.
Oh my gosh.
And you think, well, do I want the disease or do I want the medicine?
Exactly. Exactly. It'll give you 20 other different things just to heal one thing, and I'd rather go the herbal route myself.
Well, with the meningitis, the fungal meningitis with the spinal injection, that started me thinking right then and there. Well, maybe I should explore a little bit more of the going to GNC or any kind of a health food store and see what they've got and see what it's used for. Go home and check it out on the internet.
Absolutely.
It'll be on the internet.
Yeah, just Google anything these days.
Right, exactly. So this is one of the things that we do. We go into herbs. We go into this is all in our metaphysical. Now we try to stay with astrology. I mean, it's not all that successful for your first hour when we have all the other things we want to talk about.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of fun, and we do learn. I make certain that they learn something every time they come.
Absolutely. And is there was a few things I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
The houses that are in the charts.
Okay.
What each house means.
Right.
I'll go get my book.
You'll go get your book that I taught the class. And we'll see what you want to ask, and we can take care of that.
Sure.
Meanwhile,
the houses are where the specific action takes place.
Right. Now, right now, we're going to explain to the group and to your listeners the houses, the planetary.
You can get my wheel. I can edit this out, so it's okay.
Okay. All right. Your first house in your chart is where your ascendant is. Your ascendant is your physical body, your personality and appearance, and your outlook on life and its beginnings. Now, like if you have a Taurus ascendant, you will have usually a broad face, a short neck, short hands, and in general you will resemble somewhat of a bull. You'll have expressive eyes like a bull. If you have a Gemini ascendant, you will have a quick mind, you will work with your hands, and you'll be able to concentrate on more than one thing at a time, but not thoroughly. You lose a lot of these people have the roughest time sleeping because they can't shut their mind off.
Oh, that's me. Remember I was talking about the sleep apnea before, and my wheels are always turning; they never stop.
You have a Gemini, you have a Virgo ascendant, so that would make you more inclined to be businesslike.
Oh yeah.
And the Cancer ascendant, that will make you more inclined to be like the Cancer person, loving and nurturing and like a homebody and like to cook and usually a little overweight. And the Leo ascendant, they usually have a full head of hair, and they're very proud of their hair, I might add.
Yeah.
Usually long fingernails. Any appendages of their body, they take very good care of. They like everything to be longer. and they tend to be very showy,
Yes.
the center of attention, and in general, they are good actors.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
good actors. You definitely want to have them on your radio program.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you have your Virgo ascendant. Now Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Virgo would be the bookkeeper type. If you have a Virgo ascendant like you have,
Yes.
you tend to do bookkeeping. You tend to do very well with anything having to do with figures, and you tend to be a perfectionist.
Yes.
And you're hard on yourself
Yes.
because you think you should be perfect.
Yeah.
And believe me, nobody is perfect.
That's right. We're perfectly imperfect.
Perfectly imperfect. And with a Virgo ascendant, they think, well, I have got to be perfect. There's no room for mistakes in my life. I have got to be perfect. And they go over everything, over and analyze it to death. Until finally, they don't even know what they're analyzing.
Oh, yeah. I call it my psychic tweezers. I kind of peck at everything and try to analyze it every which way I can.
Until finally, you don't even know what you're analyzing.
Yeah.
Now, Libra. Libra, if you have a Libra ascendant, it is ruled by Venus. Libra people want everything to be completely peaceful, and they want balance in their life, and they want beauty. Don't marry a Libra man. He wants you to be beautiful all the time.
Yes.
And a Libra woman is the same way. She wants her house beautiful, her clothes beautiful, and she wants her clothes just perfect. If she has a button out of place or off, she won't wear that particular suit or dress.
Oh, yeah.
She'll change because she cannot stand imperfection. And if you have a Scorpio ascendant, you have someone who fixates on something until the problem is solved. And don't cross a Scorpio ascendant, because they'll drop that tail on you every time when you least expect it. The Scorpio ascendant motto is, you'll pay when you least expect it. And boy, do you.
Oh, yeah.
With a Scorpio ascendant. But Scorpios tend
people have a lot of friends.
They have a lot of friends, but they're very selective. Very selective in their friends. And then you have the Sagittarius ascendant. Now this is the person that, hey, I'm honest with everybody. If I hurt your feelings, I'm so sorry. But that's the way I am.
Yeah.
I'm a Sagittarius ascendant. And they believe in everything widespread. Everything big here, big this, big that. They're ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter is the biggest planet. Therefore,
it expands. It's about expansion.
Yes.
And that goes for my waistline, too.
Then you have a Capricorn. If you have a Capricorn ascendant. Now the Capricorn ascendant, Capricorn is the teacher. They teach. Any time you have a friend that's a Capricorn, they tend to have all their ducks in a row. They're going to teach you. They're slow, they're methodical, but they're accurate. And they will keep hammering away in a very quiet manner until you do what you're supposed to do, what they're trying to teach you. And they are excellent teachers, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. Then you have Aquarius. Now, Aquarius tends to be all over the place. They're a little bit like Gemini. Aquarius will be good with computers, will be good with innovations, and in the first house, they always seem a little bit off. You know?
Yeah.
By off, I mean they're ahead of you so much that they've lost you 4 blocks back. You don't know what's going on because you don't know what they're thinking.
Aquarius, like a helium balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're innovative people, and they're thinking on something entirely different from you, and they lack warmth. They are not warm like the Cancer or people like that, or Taurus. They're not warm. What they do is they give off a very cold and aloof manner, and this is how it is. But while they might not do anything for you, they will do something for a group. One person is not important in an Aquarius life. A group is. They are group-oriented, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. That's my niece to a T. She's always talking about her friends. She's always got her, group of friends, yeah.
Now, the Pisces, if you have a Pisces ascendant, you tend to be psychic to a degree. You also tend to be secretive. You tend to be going off on tangents, so to speak. As you know, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and that's a planet of what? Class?
Unexpected.
No.
Well, it's
the illusion.
Delusion, and spirituality. Now, you'll have a personality like that. They may give you a delusion about something. They may lie. They may go off on this fantasy trip. They may find it hard to stay down to earth. They may think of these wild things that they want to do with their lives, and they don't do them. And these are things that you have to worry about with Pisces. But they have a kind heart, and they would be a good friend. They would tend to be loyal if they have a Pisces ascendant. There are also more alcoholics that are Pisces, and also Pisces causes people that are born in the planet with a Pisces ascendant sometimes have a problem with drugs, because the delusion part, they don't want to live in a world that they can't change. And then you have the Aries ascendant. Now Aries, it's my way or the highway personality. Aries ascendant, Aries is me. Me.
Yeah.
And that's
and
all.
did you notice me?
And did you notice me? Right. I don't care what you want. I have an Aries ascendant, is what it'll be. And my Aries ascendant tells me that I want what I want when I want it.
Right.
And it's too bad if you want it, because I want it. So that's what you have to do. If you have people in your life, you are recognizing these people as I speak.
How many of these people are politicians?
I imagine there's one for every one of them.
Yeah.
I imagine there's one for all.
There's got to be a big one. There's got to be a big influence in their makeup.
Okay, now we've went to the ascendant. That's your first house.
Yeah.
Now your second house is your house of money, valuable possessions, your earning ability, and your inner and outer resources. It's also your freedom.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And your third house is your communication, your early education, your short trips, your conscious mind, and your brothers and sisters. Now your fourth house is your parents, home, property, real estate, and your latter part of life, and your base of operations, also endings come in the fourth house. Also, it has been said that the fourth house will tell you how you're going to die. Now, I haven't delved too much into that.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. And the fifth house is your children, creativity, romance, and love, affairs, speculations, amusement, and sport. Your sixth house is your health, work habits, service given to others, unconscious mind, and pets. Your seventh house is public relations, open enemies, marriage, partnerships, and other people. Your eighth house is your taxes, partners' resources, inheritance, generation, regeneration, and death. Your ninth house is your laws, that's your court of law, in-laws, superconscious mind, philosophy, religion, and long trips. Your 10th house is your ego, your profession, your status, your reputation, and your parental authority. Your 11th house is your hopes and wishes and your goals and your objectives, your circumstances beyond control, and your friends. And your 12th house is your undoing, your self-undoing, your limitations, your hidden strengths, your frustration, and your subconscious. It is also your house of karma. Now, the natural zodiac has Aries as the first house, Taurus as the second, Gemini as the third, Cancer as the fourth, Leo as the fifth, Virgo as the sixth, Libra as the seventh, Scorpio as the eighth, Sagittarius as the ninth, Capricorn as the 10th, Aquarius as the 11th, Pisces as the 12th. Now your ascendant changes all that. If you have an ascendant in Taurus, Taurus, instead of being the second house, then becomes the first house, and the zodiac then moves clockwise. Okay? So that becomes your first house, and Gemini would then become your second house, and it gets pretty complicated. You almost have to be in class for the rest of it. But once you learn it, it's easy to learn. And the thing that you also have is you have progressive charts, which we're not going to get into right now. And we have what the signs indicate, and the like Aries is always spontaneous activity, Taurus is consolidation and stability, Gemini is duality and communication, Cancer is receptivity and nurturing, Leo is self-relaxation and realization, creativity, Virgo is organization and analyzing, Libra is balance and relating to people, Scorpio is intimacy and penetration, Sagittarius is knowing and expanding horizons, Capricorn is responsibility and striving, Aquarius is humanitarian and consciousness, and Pisces is illusion, delusion, and spirituality. Now this is a little bit far now. We won't go too much farther because I don't want to lose my audience. Sure. But as you can see, there's more to astrology than what's my sign.
Exactly. We actually have 3 signs. We have the ascendant, the moon, and the I forgot the middle one. Rising. Oh no, the rising is ascendant.
Right.
I keep forgetting that middle one.
Okay. You have your sun sign, your moon sign, and your ascendant.
Ascendant, yes. Yeah.
And then the opposite sign of your ascendant is your descendant. That'll be 6 signs away. Okay?
Excellent.
So this is just an idea of what we do in astrology. Now, if I were to speak on metaphysics, I would probably be here for the next 3 years. So I think probably that pretty well covers what you might have for your first class if you came to class.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Cleo. And it's kind of like what you said. I remember this from a few years ago. You know, astrology is almost like a theater play.
Yes.
You know, where the planets are, they are the actors, I believe. They are the actors. I'm trying to remember the rest. My memory has been so lately, folks. I apologize.
That's okay.
Can you finish for me, Cleo? I'm so sorry.
Well, the planets are what's happening right now. Where the planets are affect your life. The houses are the stages in which the planets perform on, and that's kind of sets your goal and your standards and what you're going to do today. Now, you know that November the 6th, I believe it is, Mercury is going retrograde.
Yeah.
So those, wherever your Mercury is, it's going to affect you, and where Mercury is right now, it's going to affect you.
Oh, yeah.
So you have two Mercuries to consider, your birth Mercury and where it's going to be when it goes.
It's going to be in my birth Mercury. Lucky me.
Oh, you're going to get a double dose.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But it's, you know, it's not my favorite time of the year. You know, we get Mercury retrogrades usually 3 times a year, but you know, every so often we get them 4 times a year.
Yes.
And you know, I'm just glad it's just 3 this year.
Well, we haven't gone into blue moons and black moons either.
Oh, I know. And we had 2 blue moons. Oh wow, we're still going. Okay. Well, we're going to sign off, folks. Thanks for listening, and I want to, thank my very special guest, Cleo Hamrick. And I'm going to post Cleo's blog on my Transitions to Transformation radio page on Facebook. And the blog is called Cleo Salon, I believe. But I'm going to post it. I've read it before, and I'm going to post it on Facebook. So thanks again for joining me, Cleo.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. And we'll be seeing you. We'll be talking to you soon. Thanks for listening.